I am cheating on my husband and I cannot stop. I'm so screwed up. I hate doing this. I'm at a loss for words. A little history and backstory. I am 29 years old, female, and my boyfriend is 32 years old, male. We've been dating for 10 years. We married 3 years ago. We have a fairly good connection overall. I can confidently state that he is my best friend in every way. He respects and trusts me, and he adores me. I adore him more than anything else on the planet, or so I believe. Basically, turmoil in our paradise began when I discovered him doing something I didn't approve of, viewing porn. This was a year before our wedding, and we had discussed it on many times before to this. I told him from the start that I don't watch porn and that it would make me uncomfortable if he did as well. He said that he did not. He told a falsehood. In fact, he subsequently acknowledged to me that he had a porn addiction. He couldn't keep himself in check. He kept it hidden for 6 years. I felt like a for putting so much faith in him. This may seem little to others, but was the end of the world to me. I pondered leaving him, but we came to an agreement. Our S**X life was forever ruined as a result of this. Anyway, he proposed, and I accepted. But something had altered inside of me. S**X with him was unpleasant. He never touched me or made me climax. It was never enjoyable. He seemed to be doing it just for himself. I didn't see this previously since I assumed he was excellent at everything and that I was never good enough for him. But when I saw him viewing porn, my perception of him shifted dramatically. He didn't seem to be flawless anymore. I still decided to give us a second chance. It was months before our wedding, and a new employee had joined my company. I was immediately smitten. I had never felt this way in the 7 years I had been married to my spouse. I was desperate for him. I'm a really attractive lady, so it wasn't difficult for me to get his attention. We spoke and hit it off. We began to hang out. We kissed because one thing led to another. I then felt guilty, so I halted it before it developed into anything else. I met the next man in the bar. I had S**X with him, but was overtaken with guilt and nothing transpired between us. This went on for a while, with 8 males coming and going. I never had S**X with any of them because I was afraid of betraying my spouse. Now I'm extremely into this guy I've been messaging, whom I met via a common acquaintance. My hubby is away on business. I'm at home by myself. He has invited me to his home. He is unaware that I am married. My spouse has no clue that I've been doing this behind his back for 3 years. I'm not sure how to keep myself in check. Please assist. I don't want to terminate my relationship with my hubby. I really want us to exercise, but how can I keep myself from cheating? I can't tell my hubby because I know he'll leave me. But I'd want for everything to work out. This is something I can no longer do. 1 week flings, then returning to my spouse with regret and sorrow. Every man I've seen has taken a piece of me away. Please assist me. What am I supposed to dot it? Thank you for all of your comments and suggestions. I'm already aware of some who believe I'm screwed up. I'm going to make an effort to fix it right now. I didn't have any close pals who could advise me to quit doing what I was doing. Who knew that strangers on the internet would be the catalyst for me to take command of the situation? I've been a lousy wife and companion to my spouse. He's been nothing but helpful to me. I'm going to call him right now. If he chooses to leave me, which he should since I'm a nasty person who does not deserve his love, then be it. I am willing to suffer any adversity that may help me become a less awful person. Once I speak with my hubby, I will publish an edit. Edit 2. Last night has to be one of the most difficult evenings of my life. All of my demons had caught up with me. On the phone, I spoke with my spouse. He didn't hang up, which surprised me. He listened to everything I said as I poured my heart out to him and told him everything. From how his porn addiction impacted me to my several times cheating on him. He began weeping as he listened. Hearing him scream like that made me want to commit suicide. I'd never heard somebody weep so hard in my life. Me too, he said. Someone seemed to have shot me in the heart. He responded, me too, implying that he had also been disloyal to me. I'm not sure how much he's been unfaithful to me at this point. All I have to do now is wait for him to get home, and we can go through the specifics. One thing I'm certain of is that we can't remain together. If he had been doing the same to me, we would not be even. It just makes things worse. Story 2. I have made concrete plans to cheat on my wife, but really don't want to follow through. I really need help. End 2 weeks. I'll be in another nation for 2 weeks. I went to a dating site and spoke to a female there. We want to meet and spend the next 2 weeks having a wild capade in which we will both explore all of our passions. She's breathtakingly stunning. I have a wife with whom I am madly in love. I realize this sounds insane, and it's clear that I'm dealing with major issues if I'm even thinking about it. I had previously cheated on her and confessed, and it almost destroyed her / us. I fought so hard to earn her trust and to prove to her that I was a better guy. Yes, I will seek treatment. I've made a number of reservations, but I can't obtain an appointment with anybody before this trip. My wife believes it is a work trip. I've meticulously covered I'm doing this because we have a once-a-week relationship and I need more. This is a situation I'm equally responsible for, and yes, I've scheduled counseling appointments for us both, but more importantly because I just want to feel alive, a beautiful woman, get lit up, and escape my life for 2 weeks. Deeper than that, I have a strong sense that I'm destroying myself here for some purpose. I'm doing this to divert myself from my fear about not being able to finish a project that would propel me to the next level of my profession. I'm conversing with this other lady and planning this in my thoughts, among other things. This, I believe, is the true cause. I'm nervous, and this is a kind of escape. I'm going to loathe myself for doing this. This is not who I want to be. I seem to be able to compartmentalize it at times. I'm writing this at a moment when I can't. Can somebody please assist me? Please persuade me not to do this. I know I'm a jerk for allowing things to go this far. I know I'll be a larger piece of it if I go through with it. It's an extraordinarily powerful urge. Someone talked me out of this. My wife is a lovely and kind person, and I really don't want to do this, but I must. I'm a successful executive in my late 30s. And sure, this does sound quite immature. I had a really painful upbringing, and this certainly seems like it's coming from that wound. Right now, I'm trying to imagine how I'll feel after a month. In a month, I'll be one of 2 types of men. That is really helpful. But the temptation to follow through sets in, particularly late at night. Any suggestions, particularly from those beyond the age of 30, would be much appreciated. Update. Unfortunately, I'm extremely intelligent. Nothing could possibly get back to my wife. Actually, nothing is impossible. But it's exceedingly improbable. I would never have been caught the first time. I'd managed to pull it off. But in the end, what undid me was the realization that I do have a conscience and confessed. After all of my efforts, I'm startled to find myself here again. But I suppose the fact that I'm reaching out before following through, that I don't really want to do this, that I recognize it as a compulsion, and so on, is quite different from the prior time. I've been tested, and I demanded that my planned partner get tested as well. She's a nice kid from a good family, and so on. Her OB has performed all of the necessary tests, and she is clear. So, as you can see, I've already covered all of my bases on that front. And what a diversion it has been, doing all of that and devoting all of my efforts to it rather than dealing with my difficulties. What you have stated is entirely correct. I should turn to my wife. Because I'm not exploring fetishes with her. Our life has become stale. She'd be interested. The urge here isn't the result of any flaws in our relationship other than those I'm bringing to it. I'm attempting to get away from my life in general here. You are correct. I should flirt with my wife more. If I can make the correct decision here, and I feel like I'm going to make the right option the more I think about it, I'd cut myself off from my largest source of quick gratification escape. Taking my relationship with my wife to the next level will be difficult, but it will be worthwhile, and I believe that once this moral decision is made, I will devote all of my resources, which are presently focused on this battle, to the relationship. That is my real wish. Thank you for the motivation to do the right thing. I'm finding each of them to be quite beneficial.